So my boyfriend, or fiance I guess, and I actually started looking at venues way before we got engaged. We were long distance, and so we had been planning getting engaged and getting married. We were talking about this last year, so we decided on getting married in England. First, I think it'd be nice to show you my Pinterest board of just what my dream wedding looks like, so you can kind of get an idea of the style that I was wanting. I thought that an outdoor wedding would be so beautiful, and my boyfriend has a really pretty backyard, so I thought even just doing something in his backyard would be so beautiful. I love the look of just white flowers, greenery, wood. I wanted everyone to wear black, so I felt like that would look a lot more classy. And I mean, like, everyone looks good in black. I just thought that would look super nice, and then I could stand out in my white dress and everyone else would be matching. One idea that we had was literally just doing it in my boyfriend's backyard. His family, they're actually doing like house renovations right now, and they're also doing stuff to their backyard. So they were planning on building like this big gazebo type thing with wood and having like a cover over it. So they drew out like this layout for me and showed it to me over the phone, and I was getting so excited because I was like, that is so pretty. Like, how pretty would that be? Also with the English sunset, just like in the English countryside, in his backyard. Behind his backyard is just a huge field, so there's like nothing there, and the sunsets there are so pretty. So like that would just be beautiful, just to have like the greenery, the sky, the white flowers, and this wood decking. And they were talking about having like chandeliers at the top. Just imagining it, I was like, that just would be so dreamy. But then we were like, okay, if the wedding is going to be in like March or April, the weather is going to be very unpredictable, so it could rain, it could be super cold, it could be windy. And if we did it outside with that, you know, set up, it would have like a roof, and so we'd be protected from rain if it was raining, but still if it was cold or windy, we wouldn't get much protection from that. I think it would just be kind of miserable if it was freezing and we were outside. So we decided to look at some other venues, even though I really didn't want to do it at some big place. I think I just personally really wanted to do it at home because those were typically the weddings that I had seen. So I wanted to do something like really homey, but like, you know, with weather and with how many people we would probably have there, I was like, yeah, it might be better to actually get a place, especially if we want to do like a formal ceremony. So the first place that we saw, I was in America and he was in England, and so we just FaceTimed and looked at it. It was basically like an old barn. They said that we could change like the decor, we could get our own florist, we could take these blue sashes off the chairs. I didn't like the blue sashes, so I would have wanted to take all of that off. My boyfriend was like moving the phone around so much and just being so shaky. So not the best video, but you get the idea of what it looks like. I felt like it was way too busy having the white and the wood and the white and the wood just in these stripes, because when I'm imagining it, I'm like, if I'm walking down the aisle and I'm standing at the end, I don't want to have this busy background. I want a simple background that just helps focus the attention on us getting married, because I want us to be the main focus. And if we took a photo, I would want us to be what stands out, not like this squiggly tree in the background or these stripes on the wall. And it was just way too distracting in my opinion. So they had like the reception room, and then they had ceremony room. They had this ugly carpet. It was so ugly, and they were like, okay, we can get the carpet covered, that's fine. I mean, if this place was a lot cheaper, I feel like I'd be less picky. When it's like over 5 grand and when it's like 7 or 10 grand, I'm like, okay, if I'm paying that much, I'm gonna be really picky because I want to really love it. The second place that my boyfriend saw was very similar to this place. So again, I was in America for this as well, so we just FaceTimed and looked at it. Basically looked the same. Honestly, it was a pretty small place, but we weren't planning on having like hundreds and hundreds of people at the wedding, so I feel like the size would have been okay. I think the other place was a little bit bigger. It just felt like there's a bit more space. It also felt a bit brighter inside. This one felt a bit dull, so I didn't really like that. Outside they had like a little gazebo thingy, but it was really dark, so you couldn't really see it. They also showed us the bridal suite. I thought the furniture was just ugly. So that was our experience with those ones. And then we get to the fun part, because I was now in England So we woke up early one Sunday morning. Everyone was sleeping, so I was trying to be so quiet. I had gotten all ready and I went downstairs and my boyfriend was literally still sleeping. He gets ready really fast though, so it's fine. But we got ready for church because we were gonna go to church straight after looking at the venue. So we drove down to the place. Is it this?
Potentially. It looks like it.
It's sparkly.
That's the one that's not up, so I'm assuming yes.
Thanks, mister.
Oh, the fountain's going.
Yeah, it's really pretty. I really liked the setup. They just had this huge patch of land with a ton of different buildings on it. There was one building that they were in the process of fixing up just because it was so old. I don't remember what that building was for, but we went and they took us first into the ceremony room, which was really big. This place also had the same exact barn look and feel, and it had the white and the wood and the white and the wood, which I did think it looked a lot prettier here than it did in the other place. I was a bit confused as to why there was a table at the front, just because I'd never been to like a traditional ceremony. Who sits up here?
Me and you.
Well, who sits there? Like the
witnesses.
officiator? Oh, okay. Wait, so we walk up here and then we sit here?
Hello. Welcome to my wedding.
What'd you say?
Enjoy the food.
Oh.
That seems weird to me.
No, so that'd be the after part. So obviously people would...
Oh, okay. After the ceremony, like when you're eating and stuff.
Yeah. No. So we'd be stood here, and the way it usually works is you have the ceremony, people come in, and then we would sit down here while people, you know, like give a talk or something like that. So we would
Instead of awkwardly standing there. I don't know why I didn't think about that, but that made so much more sense. I was like, oh, okay. It's like you sit down so you're not like awkwardly standing there while people are like giving talks and saying stuff. So it made a lot more sense. And there was this guy. Was he Scottish? I can't remember. I'd have to go back and listen to his voice.
Hiya. Yeah, good. Yourself?
But he was just a cute old guy. He was showing us around outside, and there were some pretty spots outside too. Like if the weather was nice, the trees weren't dead, it'd be super pretty to get married outside.
We were looking more at Tuesday, but weekend is looking more likely.
And the fan shows out from here.
Okay.
He took us into the reception hall, which was really pretty. I really liked it. I really liked this place just because it felt spacious, it felt big and bright and open, and then he showed us where like us and family and friends could stay the night before the wedding. I love big bathtubs, so I loved the bathrooms, and the rooms were nice and pretty. This one was for the bride. I loved the mirrors, and they had this cute little spot here where you could see outside. They had like a nice kitchen in each of the buildings. I didn't film all the rooms in all the buildings because it was basically like the same thing, but they just had nice beds, nice like living area, nice bathrooms, kitchen, just basic stuff.
Ooh, there's another one.
I really like these. I want one of these. One of the buildings, I think it was the guys' one, they had some water damage because something had leaked, so they like moved all the furniture, tore out the floors, and they were drying it up.
I thought it was pretty. Why can't we just do it at church?
Well, one of our churches.
They didn't really make our churches very wedding-y. I mean, like, I don't know, do you have any churches where it's just like pretty simple, you know, and then like the front and just pretty, you know?
Maybe.
The last place that we saw, I was so in love. There's this church near where my boyfriend lived, and it was so cute because it was just like this old English church. Like, how beautiful is that? Just the details and the wood and the stained glass window. Like, this is so beautiful. Like, just imagine this place if there was a red carpet going all the way down and then there were white flowers. I started looking at chapel weddings on Pinterest, and this is all the stuff that I was seeing. I started getting really obsessed. They also said that they had wedding bells that they could ring, which just, how dreamy would that be to get married in like an old English chapel and have like wedding bells ringing? That just seemed so freaking cute to me. It was giving like royal wedding vibes, except obviously those chapels are a lot bigger, but like a smaller version. I was just so obsessed and I was really loving this one. My fiance was really loving this one too. Oh, I was getting so excited. I would just feel like such a princess. It would be so beautiful. Anyways, that is it for this video. We'll see how things go and we'll see what we decide to do and where we decide to get married. But thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.